Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Victory Loves Company podcast, Connie's Convos edition. Today is Thursday, March 15th, 2018. I'm Conrad Agderian, and today I am joined by the very
illustrious
Jimmy Guzman. Jimmy, thanks for coming on, bud.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, well, I wish I could say it's a pleasure, but it's not.
Well, I mean, you called me, so I mean, you must like me.
And yet you came down.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
How's work going?
Work's good. Still hanging with the sex offenders.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
And how's that working out for you?
Oh, it's going all right. Keeping them in line.
Do you ever get jealous of their size? I mean, clearly you've seen a lot of men's genitals.
I have seen a plethora of men's genitals.
Why'd you hesitate there?
I was just wanted to, I'm trying
to get a visual.
Just trying to form the words on how I want to respond to your comment. No, I don't get jealous at all. I'm very, very happy with myself.
Would you say that you're well endowed, Jimmy?
I mean, I think I'm doing okay. I think I'm doing
okay.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
If a teacher told you that you were doing just okay, in my opinion, that's the equivalent of writing a C on an exam that you just completed. Would you classify yourself as a C, Jimmy?
No, you know what? I wouldn't classify myself as a C. I just I try to be a little bit more humble. I don't want to outshine anybody. I like to be doing okay.
So is it true what they say?
What do they say?
I don't know. I was asking you. All right. Well, that's fair. Yeah. What are you guys doing this weekend? Taking your girl out?
Yeah, I might be going to the Manhattan this weekend.
What's the Manhattan?
The Manhattan,
No, I don't know. That's why I asked.
The borough in New York City, the Manhattan.
Oh, I thought it was like a hotel.
Oh no, I was just being funny. Clearly, it didn't work.
No, it didn't.
Oh well. Anyway, so I want to be going to a little charity event tonight.
Charity event.
Yep.
And what does this charity event entail exactly?
The charity event is actually for a foundation called Brian's Foundation of Hope. It goes to people with brain cancer and it also helps the families that are dealing with it. So we're gonna attend and
What is it? A dinner or?
No, it's like it's at a bar. It's just the family actually does giant charities throughout the year. This is just one of the smaller ones, kind of just to get everybody together.
How often do they have these events?
I would say at least quarterly throughout the year.
Is this your first time going to one?
Oh no, I actually don't even know what number event this is that I'm going to.
Is that because you don't know how to count, or?
I mean, it could be a little bit of both. No, I've just been to a lot of their events and they're always fantastic.
Oh, well, it's a humble cause.
Oh yeah.
How can other people jump in on it if they wanted to?
I'm pretty sure they have a website, Brian's Hope Foundation. I think they list all their charity events that they have coming up and stuff that they've done. And yeah.
Is this your first time your girl's going there?
No, she's actually way more involved than me. She's friends with the family that puts on all these wonderful charities.
Well, she's also smarter than you, so I think that plays a little into it.
It might be. She's a little bit more sophisticated than I am, and comes from a very classy family.
Well, they do say opposites attract.
This is true. This is true.
So why she decided to go with you is kind of beyond me at this point.
I mean, you and me both. Me both. I'm actually, pretty surprised myself.
So you gonna get that house or what?
I don't know. We're thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do it.
I don't really want to. It's not really my decision at that point.
Yeah, well, sometimes these things are, dictated to us.
I know.
People's biological clocks just keep ticking, tick, tick, tick.
I just want to remove the batteries. It's. I don't know. I don't even know why there's a clock in there.
And if she was listening to this right now.
If she was listening to this right now, she'd probably tell me that I wasn't funny, which she tells me all the time.
Well, there's some truth there.
I mean, I'm a little funny.
Well, you're funny looking.
Well, that's besides the point.
No, that is the point.
No, it's not the point. It's not the point here.
All right. So in the endowment department, you're average. Looks-wise, what would you give yourself? Are you like a strong 6?
I would say I'm a strong 7 in the daytime.
So above average?
Above average, yeah.
So for people that are not blind, what would you give yourself there?
Not blind. I mean, I feel like this is a roast here.
A roast.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to. I'm picking your brain.
Yeah.
I want to see how you see yourself, because it's a misconception that people see themselves as others see them, which clearly they don't, because you're giving yourself a 7.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would give you a 3 tops, and that's before I put my contacts in.
That is.
And I don't even wear. I don't even wear contacts.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I mean,
look, we all have our crosses to bear.
Listen, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Okay, that's it.
Yeah, but if that one eye is maced, or
well, I guess. Well, you're right.
Whatever. Where in Manhattan is it? Where's the charity event?
It's a place called Snafu 28. I don't really know exactly where.
How long is it?
How long is the event? I would say a couple hours, maybe 4 hours.
You gonna get something to eat afterwards?
I might get something to eat there. They have pretty good food over there.
Like what?
I don't know. Why don't you look up the menu? It's called Google.
Does it look like I have that in front of me right now?
I mean, you might.
Yeah, you're right. I might, but I'd like to be spoon-fed this information, Jimmy. So you're gonna have to help me out. What kind of food do they have?
I don't know. I don't have the menu in front of me.
So you're going to a place you don't know what kind of food they have. What if they're only serving like Thai food and you're allergic to Thai food? What's gonna happen?
Well, you know what? Then I have a problem, and I'll figure it out when I get there.
I think that problem is that misconception that you think you're a strong 7, when the reality is you're clearly below the 5 line here.
Listen, the problem is for you not even believing that I'm a 7. You need to trust the process here.
This is not about believing. This is about presenting fact. Like,
what are you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about.
So what are the facts that I'm under a 5?
Have you seen a mirror?
Yes.
That's all the evidence you need, sweetheart.
Listen, I believe that I'm a hard 7.
Well, the key word in that sentence is believe.
Well,
And you keep believing.
I will.
How's your girl doing?
She's doing good. She's,
For people that don't know who she is, what does she do?
Well, she is a mental health counselor. So she currently works with very troubled children.
Troubled as in?
Troubled as in, broken homes, victims of abuse, all types, sexual, physical, emotional.
How long has she been doing that for?
She's been doing that for a couple months. She just finished school, and so now she's working.
You're a dink? Is that what we call you now?
A what now?
Dink, D-I-N-K, dual income, no kids?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, that sounds great.
But you do have the ability to reproduce, correct?
As far as I know.
Or are you just firing blanks at this point?
I mean, honestly, I don't know. College was a fun time, so I don't know.
Well, clearly it took its toll on you.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
For my listeners who don't know, as you could probably tell, I have known Jimmy since we were in kindergarten. Probably single-handedly the longest ongoing friendship without interruption. Some of my friends and whatnot, came into the picture when we were in 6th and 7th grade, and then when we got into high school, you make new friends, but for whatever reason, I still can't figure this one out. We decided to remain close.
Yeah.
All right. I put the responsibility 100% on myself that I did that to myself.
This is true.
But can you believe we've known each other for
it
was 27 years, 28 years?
What year was kindergarten? 1990?
No, maybe 90, 91, 92, something like that.
Might have been somewhere around there.
Well, second grade was 92.
Yeah.
So that would be 90 into 91.
Right.
In first grade, it'd be 91 into 92, and third grade would be 92 into 93.
Right.
So I guess we're dating ourselves here.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy. It's funny because I do remember you in the younger grades, and you haven't changed one bit.
Well, I've gotten better looking, whereas you went in the opposite direction. You were probably one of those cute when you were a kid, and then when you got older, it's just ugh.
It happens. I don't know. It's sometimes you just gotta work with what you got.
Yeah, that's true. Some people have the box of 8 crayons, and some people have the box of 12 crayons. But you, I guess, just didn't get crayons.
I had the economy pack of the 4.
Yeah.
It's an orange It's all the colors nobody wanted, you know?
Oh, like magenta.
Yeah, like
coral.
Coral and like fuchsia. Oh, I get it.
So you got the leftovers.
Yeah, I got the leftover crayons.
But you know what? It's
or the
not
craypas that whatever the hell those were when we had them.
Oh, I remember those. Well, look, you got the leftovers.
Yep.
But it's not a matter of how many crayons you have or what type of crayons you have, but it's what you do with those crayons, isn't it, Jimmy?
This is true. You
Right.
know, you can still make a butterfly out of 4 crayons.
What?
I said you can still make a butterfly out of 4 crayons.
What?
You heard me.
No, that doesn't even make any sense.
It does
You
make
a
sense.
butterfly.
Yeah, you can
out
still
of 4
make
crayons. How are you going to produce a living thing out of 4 crayons?
It's not living. It's not like a 3D printer over here. I'm just saying like.
Well, you didn't specify, Jimmy.
No, I don't have to. It was.
Well, you just said you can't make.
It was a part of the analogy.
What analogy?
The analogy of creating something from nothing, or from being dealt a shitty hand, as you so gracefully put it.
Yeah, but what have you created aside from aggravation?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you about that.
No, I guess you don't.
It's funny that you mention that. We've been friends since kindergarten. I've seen many sides of you.
Well, clothed. Let's clarify.
Oh
clothed.
yeah, of course. You
Yeah.
know, for our listeners, we don't.
I don't want to make you feel jealous.
Listen.
I know you were talking about well endowed, but look, I pack a heavy punch.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I know the whole, if you have to say it, then it's probably not true. But this is strictly an audio show, so we're going to have to go by our verbal cues.
Okay, I can dig that.
All right, so I'm not going to take anything out because I don't want to make anybody feel bad.
Okay, well, I would hope so. I mean, I don't really want to see anything.
Well, I don't know that.
I mean, I'm telling you.
Sometimes I question, your motives here. Look, that's fine, but you got to own up to it.
Right. But I mean, that's not the case here. I mean, I'm not here to flatter you, okay?
And what does your girl think about your ED problem?
I don't have an ED problem. For everybody listening, Conrad just being an asshole.
Look, it's fine. We all have our own crosses to bear.
Don't have an ED problem.
All right, you don't have an ED problem.
Yeah.
But the fact is that you just keep going over it to confirm that you don't.
I just
is
wanted
backing
to make
up my
sure,
suspicion.
I don't know how much your listeners take you serious, so I just needed to clarify that he is lying.
I'm not lying. I mean, it might be a slight fabrication.
So, I mean, there was this one time where it didn't work. I mean, I don't know. I see the show's going well. I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
This is it's an awesome thing.
I do my best with what I have.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
But I do it out of a labor of love.
Well, that's good.
At this point, keeps me busy in between gigs. So
no, that's good.
So I like it. It's a very awkward conversation we're having right now.
Yeah, you know why it's awkward? Because we are, there's so much history between us, and we need to curb our comedy.
Yeah, we're trying to keep this PG-13.
Yeah, we're trying to keep it a little PG for you guys, but as
sometimes it just leaks out.
It does leak out.
You return to what's natural.
We, I'm sure we'll educate you guys in later episodes on how far the rabbit hole goes. It's a very dark world.
So you're in one of your friends had asked you to be a groomsman. Correct?
Yes. Oh, this is true. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you guys work? You guys working on a bachelor party?
We are working on a bachelor party. We are trying to go to Miami. Yeah.
How many people?
Right now it's going to be about 4 of us. Should be a good time. I've been there before. Have you been there?
I've been. I was in Miami, but we spent most of our time in Miami Beach.
Oh, okay.
Which I liked. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
What I didn't like was Vegas.
Really?
There was just something about it. It was too artificial. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. It was like this. Even to take away the gambling, it's like if you take that away, it's almost like an adult version of Disneyland. Mm-hmm. But that's like if you go in the off times, there's like really nothing to do aside from going to the casinos. Like the very first time I went, it was in like January, mm-hmm. and it was like 60 degrees. Now the Januaries that we have over here in New Jersey, like a typical day it's like 28, 27 degrees. Over there, like, 66 is cold. Now, this is from the 2 times that I was there. But the second time I went was in March, and that was a little more fun because it was spring break, so a lot of the ladies were out. So that was that was good.
You like the ladies?
I'm sorry?
You like the ladies?
Do I like them?
Yeah.
Oh, I love them.
Okay.
I actually married one.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
But I'm trying to get that, like, where I can have a dual wife situation.
So like like a polygamy kind of thing. I like the idea, but I feel like multiple wives would be
Multiple problems.
Yeah. I mean, how many problems do you want?
Well, it's like intentionally getting root canals, but specifically asking not to have Novocaine.
Right. That's exactly what it is.
That's the only way I could describe it at this point.
I don't know. I mean, people fight years not to get married, and you're trying to add more to the plate.
You know how women are,
Ugh, yeah, I know.
You know how women. Oh, look, you landed a good girl.
Oh yeah. I'm not. I'm not denying that. I'm just saying that. Can I handle 2 of her? I don't know.
Oh, you love her. Don't give me any of that crap. What would you do without her? I'd have to put you on suicide watch.
I don't know. I mean, maybe, but I'm saying I don't know if I would want 2 of her. I mean, I can only handle 1 of her right now.
Well, they say that sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. I mean, that's.
But I think that only applies to food. My father always said, when you share food, you share love.
This is true.
It's like cooking a meal for somebody. It's like the best thing you could do for a human being. Just cooking for somebody. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't know. Are you the chef in a relationship, or is she?
Well, we're actually it's 50-50. I actually cooked last night.
What'd you make?
I made Parmesan crusted steak with some mashed potatoes and some roasted broccoli.
Okay.
I like to dabble.
Dabble in what?
In the kitchen.
Oh, food.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I'm sorry. I thought you were referring to something else. Okay. Remember in middle school when we used to take home ec? I think it was like 7th grade or whatever like that, and they would have us make like mini cinnamon rolls.
You literally stole the words out of my mouth. They say like little buttered biscuits or whatever.
Yeah, like things that clearly like side dishes that would like not really apply to the real world. Like, what do they need to teach in schools? Like, they need to teach kids like how to like properly make a meal. I mean, I don't know. I could be talking out of my ass, but I just feel like like looking back on it, just like the crap that they used to fill up our heads.
Yeah,
you know,
it would be, and you know what? It would be like a quarter of the school year would be learning how to make a biscuit or learning how to make a roll. Like, how much time does it take to learn how to make a biscuit?
20 minutes tops.
Yeah.
Maybe 6 minutes for the intro, and then the rest is just kind of like, all right, this is what we need to do.
We spent 4 weeks on making a biscuit.
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy.
We all have the friend that can claim that they can make the 15-minute biscuit in like 9 minutes.
Oh, God.
You
know what? I think it doesn't matter.
You know what I'm talking about?
It doesn't matter what state you're in. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter. Everybody has that friend that's the one-upper.
Yeah, like oh man, like I just got a car, and they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm getting a Corvette. My dad's gonna give it to me. Like, if I get like C's, even though I'm clearly capable of getting like D's tops. Like,
yeah.
Remember that one kid, whatever his name was. He no matter like what you did, it's like he either did it better or his uncle, quote unquote, like knew somebody that, like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is.
It doesn't matter. It could be.
You could have like the latest iPhone, and like he would just like snap back at you, be like, oh yeah, well my dad's cousin's dog works at Apple, and he's got me access to like prototype iPhone, or like what, like everybody knows somebody like that.
Yeah, and then the best part about it was they could never produce results.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, show me. Let's go to your house.
It was all bark and no bite.
All bark, no bite. It's like, oh, my dad got a new job. Oh, well, my dad works for NASA. Wait, what? What are you talking? I was just letting you know my dad got a new job. You didn't have to like step on my dreams.
Call him out on it. Be like, yeah, let me see his astronaut outfit. Be like, oh yeah, it's at the dry cleaners.
Yeah, all right, let me see the badge.
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't print it yet.
Yeah.
Like, it's just some, and you know what? I have to give him credit because he had a response like on deck. Like, it was like,
You know what? He was programmed that way though. Like,
Yeah.
I question what he thought was reality and what was his like alternate reality, because his whole world was just a series of lies. I truly believe that if you hooked him up to a lie detector test, that he would pass with flying colors, because I think he honestly believes that he's going to do all these things.
Absolutely.
How many careers has this dude been through?
Oh.
All right, I'll put "been through" in quotes. How many careers did he say he was going to go through? I'm
at
not
least 15.
15. That 15 maybe in 1 year.
Oh, it's true. Yeah, I mean, he does change his career like he changes, anything
Every
else.
time he used to come over my place, my old place, and my dad would be sitting there. He would walk in and be like, "Hey, so how's whatever coming along?" Like at the time, I think he wanted to be like a border patrol agent. So my dad would be like, "Hey, like how's the border patrol agency thing going?" He'd be like, "Oh no, I'm gonna be I'm gonna start a limousine company." And I'd be like, "All right, well, good luck." But he was just one of those like narcissistic like a-holes that just loved talking about himself, but like it meant nothing. Like the conversation meant nothing, and all he wanted to do was just blabber about himself. Were you here New Year's Eve?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Probably not.
All right. So against my better judgment, I invite him over on New Year's Eve,
Oh man.
and it was a small gathering, and he brought his girlfriend, and he comes in, and I said, all right, everybody's in the dining room. I said, well, you go in there. So I go into the kitchen to like literally get a bottle of water. By the time it took me to go from the kitchen to the dining room, he was already talking about getting like his doctorate or whatever like that, because somebody made the stupid mistake of saying, "Hey man, how are you?" Boom. That's all. That was his jumping off point.
How do you segue?
There is none.
How you even if he was, all right, let's give him the benefit of the doubt that he somebody somewhere gave him his doctorate. Okay, because that's never gonna happen.
Dude, he barely got his bachelor's degree. Not that I'm putting that down, but like it doesn't matter what he was doing. It was always what he was going to be doing. So it's like, yeah, I have my bachelor's right now, but I'm going for my master's, and I'm in a accelerated program where I could get it in like 6 months, or I can get my doctorate in like 2 years. It was always like something that was clearly unattainable. And then it would be like 6 months later, it's like, hey, dude, like, how's it coming along? Oh, no, I ditched that. Now I'm going to start a gym consulting business now. I'm like, all right, well, good luck with that. Yeah,
it's unbelievable. He's sick. He is sick.
How many careers has he been through? Well, first of all, he went through, when you did you go into the Navy? 2004?
2005.
2005. Okay. I remember he was kicking around the idea. This is when we were going through aviation school at the time, which would have been the summer of 2004. And I remember him talking about joining the, I think it was the Navy at the time. And we were still going through aviation school, but it wasn't for him. I think he went through the motions of actually seeing a recruiter, and then like when I asked him about it, I'm like, oh, like how did it go? And instead of like, oh, I don't know, I don't think it's really for me, or never admitting true feelings, like, yeah, this could be potentially scary, or like I don't know if I can go through with it. He was all like, oh yeah, that's like kind of beneath me. They want me like scrubbing toilets for the first like 6 months and basically like being like their little bitch boy. So I'm gonna look into the Air Force. So I'm like, all right.
Good.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, all right. I said, good luck. I'm not kidding you. He went through every single branch. He went from the Navy to the Air Force to the Army. I'm pretty sure he checked out the Marines, and I guess Coast Guard.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I think he polished it all up with Coast Guard. The ironic thing was, he was kicking around that idea for at least 7 months. And then you swooped in at the like kind of like last second, didn't even say anything about it. And then I remember like, oh yeah, I'm joining the Navy. I'm like leaving like next week. I'm like, what? So
I know.
it was like weird. The ironic thing is like he was doing all the talking about what he was going to do. You didn't say shit about what you were going to do, and you just like jumped into it, and then you ended up excelling at it. And then but yet he would be the person to tell you what it's like to be in the Navy.
Of course. Yeah, he would tell me about, like even though his idea is completely wrong about it. I mean, even though when you start out in any military branch, you're going to start at the bottom regardless.
Oh no, not him. He starts out as a 2-star general.
Oh, of course. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you know what the funny thing is, he wasn't a dumb guy. Like he was
He was delusional.
He
wasn't
delusional.
dumb, but
he was intelligent, but
Yeah.
I think he's literally crazy.
Yeah, I bet you a psychiatrist would have a field day with him. No,
Oh.
I agree with you there.
He wouldn't even let the psychologist in. There'd be so many walls and boundaries. Like,
You know what?
It
He
would
would
be
he would
crazy.
tell the psychiatrist what questions to ask him because he's
He
because
would-
he's done it before, right?
he would start interviewing the psychologist.
That's true.
He would actually switch the roles and say, "What's your problem?"
Yeah.
You know,
And then after the end of the 40-minute segment, send him a bill.
he would. That's the
Gina's father is a retired cop, right?
right.
True story. We were driving along. So she goes, "Hey, like, how's becoming a cop coming along?" And that was the theme at the time. And this had to have been probably like 2007, 2008. I think we were dating for about 2.5 years at the time. So she's like, "Hey, like, how's becoming a cop?" And he's like, "Nah." He's like, I don't want to do that." He's like, "I think I want to become an EMT." He's like, "Because I only want to help people sometimes. I don't want to help people all the time." I'm like, "Yeah, because when you're a cop, you really have that option of saying like, hey, you know what? I don't feel like dealing with this domestic disturbance right now. I'm just gonna take a nap. I'll wait for the next barroom brawl, and I'll just deal with it that way." I mean, it was just like funny. It was just like his perception on just like basic shit. Like, really? Like, you think that cops only help people sometimes? That was your motivator? So I conjured up what I thought was a genius plan. Okay. I wanted to get him in the same room with Gina's dad, who is a no BS kind of guy. Like, I mean, he's a cop. You do the math.
This already sounds hilarious.
So I'm like, all right, how can I get this dude into my girl's house and be smooth about it? And I said, all right, I got it. I said, so what I did was we made plans to like go out to eat or whatever like that. It would be like me, him, and Gina, and we would all go out to eat. And I picked him up. I made it a point to drive. And I'm like, I got to pick up Gina. I said, so we drive over there. I pull in front of the house. I think I left something like inside or whatever like that. So I park the car. I go inside and I wait like comfortably like a good like 4 minutes. Now 4 minutes waiting in a car is like a long time. Like just sitting there like waiting for somebody to come out. 4 minutes is a long time.
Yeah.
So I ended up, I called him. I called his cell phone from the house. I'm like, yo, dude. I said, I got jammed up in here, whatever like that. I said, why don't you just come inside real quick? I'm like, it's warmer in here. Oh, yeah, sounds good. So it was perfectly choreographed. I was sitting down. My girl was sitting down. Her father was sitting in this rocking chair, like just waiting for this guy to come in. And
I'm like salivating right now. I'm like,
oh my God, it was beautiful. So he walks in the house and we were just like all sitting there, and it all looked like, we were just chatting or whatever, right? So my girl was making it seem like she was doing something, and I was just like kind of sitting there like waiting, whatever like that. So I wanted to get these two in a room long enough to kind of like start up a conversation, because I wanted him to tell my girl's father what it was like to become a cop. And lo and behold, he could not contain himself. What does he do? He sits his ass down on the couch, right? And her father starts talking to him like, so hey man, so like where are you in the process? He's like, oh yeah, I'm starting the academy next week, and it's only like 6 weeks long. So our father like looks at him like, 6 weeks? He's like, isn't it like 15 weeks or 6? Well, you went through. How long was it?
It's like 26 weeks.
Yeah, all right, whatever. 26 weeks, 5 weeks, whatever.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh yeah, he's like, I'm starting pretty soon. He's like, I'm in an accelerated program. So her father's like, what accelerated program? And he starts like making up like words that like to sound like they're, oh, I'm in the ROTC PCF DF 47 program where I'm accelerated. And he's just like looking at him like, dude, the academy's like 25 weeks. How the hell were you able to do it? He's like, oh, well, when you go through the academy, you pretty much have to expect this and that. And he's just like, no, you don't. Dude, it was epic. Here is a non-cop, person who's never worked a day in law enforcement in his life, is now preaching to a 27-year veteran on what it's like to become a cop. And that's just who he was.
And
man.
that right there is this person in a nutshell.
So I don't know, man. I haven't talked to him in a long time, but actually he used to work at Staples. Goes to show you the progress,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. I've seen him there a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you run into him and like he started like shit talking my girl, which was actually my fiance at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was unbelievable. I was taken back. I actually didn't even know how to respond.
Dude, I forgot what he said. I remember being angry about it. I mean, it was a while ago. You ran into him. Did you have a uniform on at the time?
No. I was just in there. I don't even know what I needed to pick up. Probably Staples.
Well, that would be an appropriate place. Wait,
yeah.
what did he say? Didn't he say he's like a fucking hater or something like that? And he said it to you.
Yeah.
Like knowing full well that we've known each other for like 28 years. What did he say?
Yeah, I don't know. I mentioned your wedding, and I don't know what else I mentioned. I was like, and then he's like, starts rattling off about Gina, and I'm like, all right, here we go. And then he's like, fuck Gina, I hate Gina, and I was like, what? What is going on here? I was just like trying to have a friendly conversation, and this guy is like just ripping Gina apart.
What I don't understand is like he knows we're friends.
Yeah.
Like he knows that we're friends. He knows that we talk more than me and him talk because I didn't even know he worked at Staples. I thought he was working down in New Mexico as a border patrol agent or whatever the hell it is that he was doing at that time.
I don't know. I thought he was selling helicopters to the U.S. Army at one point.
Oh, he did do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but he got bored of it and he
Yeah. I mean,
moved over to Lockheed Martin.
Yeah. He did the Catalina wine mixer, and then that was it.
Yeah, no, I remember when I think you called me and you're just like, yeah, man, I ran into him and like he was like shit talking like your fiance or whatever like that. I'm like, well, what did he say? And I remember you telling me. I was on the fence about telling her, and I'm like, should I really say this because I know it's gonna like kind of upset her or not like that. So I make the decision. I said, yeah, you know what? I said, let me tell her about it. So, and what she decides to do with it from there, I'll just let her run with it.
Yeah.
So I tell her, I said, hey, sweetheart, I said, so and so. I said, I'm like, that Jimmy ran into him at like Staples, and I mean, she was just like, he works at Staples. I said, yeah, well, he used to work over here now, but now he got upgraded to Staples as like an assistant manager, intern, specialist, utility, real estate agent, or whatever the hell it is that he does with himself.
I actually think he owned that Staples for a while.
Oh yeah, he owned it, and then he sold it for a hefty profit.
Oh yeah.
His last name is technically Staples, but so anyway, so I tell my girl about it, and immediately, being the Italian that she is, flips out.
Yeah, I think I got the phone call probably milliseconds after you finished that conversation.
Oh man. Well, look, I didn't know how she was going to perceive it. That could have just very well have rolled off her back.
Well, you know what? I mean, he was going to be a guest at your wedding at that point, so I mean, did he deserve a spot if he's has those feelings about a friend that we've kind of known for the same amount of time? It's...
Well, Gina worded it perfectly. It's like, if you really do hate the person, then why are you going to bother coming?
Yeah.
Would you go to somebody's wedding and basically piss away $200 on a gift for someone that you don't like? And it doesn't make any sense. Didn't you run into her at the gym?
Yeah. I was there with my girl, and we spoke about it, and it was, I just confirmed the entire story because it's just literally so crazy. Like, hey man, haven't seen you in a long time. Are you going to the wedding? And then from there, it was just fuck Gina. I hate Gina, and I was taken back. I didn't even know how to respond to the conversation at that point.
I didn't even know he felt that way. I mean, I knew he was opinionated. Don't get me wrong, and I think those two were kind of banging heads because she would always call him out on his shit. Like, whereas me and you, yeah, we would let him rant.
Oh yeah,
because it made for a funny story.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what he said. We were just like, oh really? Your dad discovered dinosaurs? Oh, why don't you tell me about that?
Really, Jurassic Park was centered around your dad?
He's the eccentric billionaire.
The lovely Gina, everyone. Gina, say hello.
Hello.
Anyway, so I remember after the gym, I know Gina wanted to say something to him, and I think she did. And this is an epic story that she could probably tell better than me because I wasn't there. But I remember she wanted to get the okay from you.
Oh, yeah.
To kind of not throw you under the bus, but kind of like verify that,
Oh,
yeah, this is what he said and there's no way around it. I mean, look, you're in, what are you again? What's your job?
Parole.
Parole.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Paw Patrol.
Yeah, that. All the things he wasn't. All right.
Yeah.
As a patrol officer, I mean,
yeah.
you
Parole. Put the patrol.
parole. I said parole. As a parole officer, you gather the evidence against somebody and then kind of like
Yeah, then you present your case.
After she got the okay from you, she called him, and this was like right before invitations for the wedding went out. So,
Oh, man.
Oh, it was glorious.
it was glorious.
It
All
was
right.
glorious.
All right, the lovely Gina, everybody.
Hello. Yeah. It was funny because I called Jimmy and I said, "Can I use your name? Can I let this person know that I had heard this from you?" And you're like, "Yeah." And I said, "You sure? Yeah. You positive? Yeah, go for it. I don't care." Okay, great. So I get in touch with this person and I said, "Hey, I'm like, what's going on? Have you seen let me ask you a question. Have you seen Jimmy lately? He's like, "Oh, I haven't seen him in over a year." I'm like, "You sure you haven't seen him lately?" "Yeah, I haven't seen him." I said, "Okay, didn't you just see him at Staples a few days ago, where you work?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah. So I basically just went off on him saying, "If you hate me so much, why would you want to come to my wedding? Why would you want to even spend time with us, give a gift, whatever?" It was so stupid. And it just all came out because you have to understand this person is a liar, like a pathological liar. Like it doesn't matter. He'll just make things up that didn't happen, or he's like, "Oh, I don't know what Jimmy's saying, or why are you saying that? I don't know why he's trying to cause problems, blah blah blah." I said, "It's not trying to cause problems, he just was telling me the truth." And I said, "F you, you're not invited to the wedding, forget it, we didn't send him an invitation." It was just ridiculous. But I had been waiting for years to go off on this guy because he's just such an idiot. And then later that night after work, I went to the gym and I saw Jimmy there with his girlfriend, and I said, "Oh, I talked to this person," and he's like, "Oh, how did it go?" And his girlfriend's like, "Oh, who's this person?" And we're like, "Yeah, nobody important. Like, you never met him. Who cares?" But it's like, it was just so stupid. Like, what an idiot.
He probably didn't like you because you were the only person to really call him out on his shit.
Right. And you guys find it entertaining, which I do to an extent. So you guys will egg him on and say, "Oh, really? Like, your dad discovered dinosaurs?"
Tell us more.
Yeah, tell us more about that.
Please tell me more.
Tell me more what it's like to be in the military and, whatever else. But, I would just say, no, you didn't. No, he told me he lost his virginity to his babysitter at like 9 years old.
I remember that.
I
remember that story.
What a stud.
Yeah. I mean, really, come on. We're expected to believe that?
I mean, if that were true, I mean, I'm sure the babysitter would be on my caseload right now.
Seriously. I don't know, but that's him, and he's quite a character.
We could we could have an entire Netflix special about this person. It would be hilarious. It would be just, if we made a show, it would be the next #1 hit.
Yeah, I agree. I just feel that we have so much material. We have so many stories, but I do remember that he ended up not getting an invitation, and like, just to be a dick, like the pictures that I posted afterwards, I like tagged him in some of it. just to let him know like what he missed and whatever like that.
Wish you were here.
Yeah.
Not really.
Oh my God. She hated him. Well, rightfully so, though. I mean, again, why would you? Well, first of all, why would you say that? And secondly, why would you do that? Like, if he came and like didn't give a gift, that would be like 10 times as pissed if he pulled that.
Like, you came, you ate my food, you supplied me with nothing.
Yeah,
cool.
Like, I was nice enough to think of you as a friend and as a guest as like one of the more important days of like me and my girl's like life.
Yeah.
And you're basically gonna snub me that way,
Because by the time you get married, you kind of shortened or reduced your circle of friends. So like the people that you do invite, that's who you really want to be there.
Right. I always say I'd rather have 4 quarters than 100 pennies.
Right.
Clearly was a bad penny.
He was a dirty penny.
He was a dirty penny. All right, dude. I think that's all the time I have. I have to set up for a gig. I'm going to be on the Dr. Oz show.
You probably need to be on the Dr. Oz show.
I don't need to be on the Dr. Oz show. So, but that's like the 3rd time that they called me. I think I mentioned, I mentioned it in one of my other episodes or whatever like that.
That's awesome.
They're probably gonna like brand the machine the way they want to, and they're gonna like run rehearsals with it and whatnot.
Hey, as long as they keep calling you, that's good.
Hey man, pays the bills.
Let them do what they want with it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So
they can get dirty with it if they want.
All right, dude. I'll probably just end up ending it there. I think people have heard us rant enough here. So thanks for coming on, man.
Listen, anytime, I'll be here. Just let me know.
Many stories to exchange.
There are so many stories. Let's say within the 29 years or 30 years of our friendship,
I thought we agreed it was like 27.
It's somewhere around there.
All right. Well,
yeah.
Between 27 and 30.
Oh man, we could have a whole episode on Tinder with just myself.
All right, if you want to promote your Tinder page at a later point in time.
Listen. If my girlfriend is listening, I don't have a Tinder anymore.
Just said every guy.
Said every guy ever. No, but really.
No, I got you, man. I got you. All right, dude. Thanks for coming on.
All right,
everyone, and that's the podcast. Thank you all for listening to the Victory Loves Company podcast. I am Conrad Agdarian. Please rate and review us on iTunes and SoundCloud and Google Play if you like what you hear. Also, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at VLC Podcast. And as always, if you have a question you would like to see answered on the show or any suggestions for upcoming shows, please email us at thevictorypodcast@gmail.com. I'll talk to you next week.